All right, what is up, my friends? Welcome to Mogg Monday, the show. We play goblins every single Monday, but the first Monday every month is a little bit different. The first Monday every month is the Mogg Monday Showdown, where I challenge a fellow content creator to a duel of my goblin deck versus their archetype they're known for. And we have a great guest today. Reid Duke needs no introduction, Hall of Fame, fantastic Magic player, just an icon in the Magic scene. Reid, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, Jim. Thanks a lot for inviting me on today. I am hoping that I can make you regret that decision. But in the meantime, let's have some fun.
Yeah, it couldn't go any worse than last week, where Holy Diva put me into the ground so hard with her Is It Spells deck. I died on turn 4, like basically every game. It was the most lopsided Mogg Monday Showdown there was. So it couldn't be worse than that, and I'm ready to take you down here. I love the grindy games with goblins, and we are set up for a grindy grind fest. Goblins versus classic Jund. We're talking about, classic old school Jund, boomer Jund, and me and Reid have a little history. So me and Reid used to play PTQs way back in the day in the New York scene. If you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Jim was one of the best players in the New York scene, like a little bit prior to when I started playing PTQs, and then of course in the early days. So I remember me and my brother would drive into the city and play some PTQs face off against Jim. That was like Lorwyn block era. So we played, everything, block constructed, probably extended at the time, legacy, limited, and Jim was, always someone you'd expect to be at the top tables.
Back at Neutral Ground, rest in peace, Neutral Ground, the Mecca of Magic in New York City. That was Brian David Marshall's store, 4th floor, New York City, and that was where everything happened. I mean, that was like the place to be back in the day. It was a very sad day when Neutral Ground closed its doors. So we're going to be playing, as I said, Goblins versus Jund today. We're going to be playing Modern, Historic, and Legacy. For those who don't know how the show works, we're doing it Players Championship style, which means that we'll be playing one match of each format, and the die roll winner or the loser of the match gets to decide if they want to choose the format or the player draw. So, for example, we're going to flip a coin here, and the winner of a coin flip can choose the format, and the loser chooses player draw, or the winner chooses player draw, and the loser chooses the format. So we'll go through all 3 matches, regardless of if it's going to be a sweep or not. And we're just going to get ready to go here. I have my decks all loaded. Are you all set, Reid?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, let's get my co-host Siri in here, and Siri's going to flip a coin for us. Would you like heads or tails?
Heads, please.
Flip a coin, please, Siri. Well, it was very quiet, but it was heads. You have one. So you have the choice of player draw or format first.
Okay, I guess I'll go with play first.
Okay, so we're going to play first. So I'm going to be on the draw. And on the draw, I'm going to choose, I think, Historic first. Let's load up Arena. So I'll be on Arena. I'll be on the draw playing Historic. And let's get that fired up. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, let's load it up. But first, we word from our sponsor at CoolStuffInc.com.
Cool Stuff Inc. is proud to sponsor Jim Davis. We offer great deals on card games, tabletop RPGs, board games, and more. Get a free token featuring Jim Davis and take 5% off your next order if you use the code JIM5 at checkout. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
Oopsie on the extra Mogg Monday theme there, but Reid, my name's in the Discord. We're all ready to roll. So for all you folks, I'm playing the Goblin deck in Historics that I played in an event recently, like a weekend or 2 ago. We're playing just Goblins. We are splashing white for
Now, Jim,
Thalia.
I think we want to do limited tournament match because otherwise there's a sideboarding bug in Historic.
Right. Okay, cool. So we got Thalia, rest in peace. Otherwise, just the usual Goblin stuff here. And let's fire it up here. Round number 1. Got to use a limited tournament match because, Arena just is Arena sometimes. And let's go. All right, good luck, my friend.
Good luck.
May the best Goblin win. Let's go. All right, so we are on the now. I'm on the draw, correct?
Correct.
Right. All right. Good luck. All right, so we're on the draw. Let's go. Pretty good hand here. Pretty good hand. And I reposted his deck list. I didn't really look at them. I try to keep things a little closed deck list here on Mogg Monday. So let's go here. Bloom and Marsh. Thoughtseize, a classic. Perfect way to start our Mogg Monday Showdown here with Jund. Bloom Marsh into Thoughtseize. Our hand's pretty good, though. Pretty resistant to Thoughtseize. It's going to be a nice grindy game here. Reid's playing Lurrus, so a little more of a new school kind of Jund. Probably some Arcanists and things like that. What's up, Trick Germs, guys? How's it going, everyone? Welcome if you're just tuning in again. This is the Mogg Monday Showdown. Myself versus Reid Duke. The first Monday every month is the Mogg Monday Showdown. Goblins versus whoever we can find and play against. And looks like Matron's going to be taken here. Got a Mountain and Go for us. Match number 1. Starting out with Historic. Also playing Legacy and Modern today. Cool new card here in Abundant Harvest. This card's really, really good. Really, it's just like the Green Ponder, basically. Super cool card. Obviously very good with Dread Horde also. Let's get a Swamp. Thoughtseize number 2, sure. And there goes Krenko up. There's Muck's Daddy. Always ready when we need him. So we currently have a turn 4 Muxus lined up. And the best way to play around Thoughtseize is to just draw good cards. So we're going to see if we can do that. Yes, Jund and Historic is the least classic format for each deck. Now, in older formats, Goblins is more of a grindy deck. In Historic, it's more of a Muxus deck. It's almost more like a combo deck. And then, of course, Jund in Historic doesn't have access to Tarmogoyf, Liliana of the Veil, some of the more classic cards. So, Lurrus to hand is not a very exciting turn 3 for Reid here. So, we've already been hit by 2 Thoughtseizes. There's only 2 Thoughtseizes remaining to deal with this Muxus. I think we're clear for takeoff next turn. And yes, Abundant Harvest is a preprint for Modern Horizons 2. So, pretty cool. Card's really good. It's going to be cool seeing that card in Modern as well. There's Lurrus. Uh-oh. It's time, folks. Folks, Daddy's home. Let's go. Daddy's home. Daddy's home. That was pretty good. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is an 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we can just, like, jam here. This is fine. Reid can block with a Lifelinker and either block Wily Goblin or a trade with the War Chief. Still taking 1,000,000, though, and I think there's a pretty good chance to just finish the game off next turn. Doubt we're setting mass removal in Reid's deck, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is 14. Reid gains 3, so effectively it's 11. Reid's going to go to 2 here. Can attack back and gain some more life, but gotta overcome the board. Not the best Muxus ever, honestly. It was fine. 2 War Chiefs is certainly fine. What's up, Frem? You're not too late. This is Game 1, Match 1. Mogg Monday Showdown. Origins, I appreciate that. Thank you. Here comes Lurrus. Gonna gain some life. And Village Rites to sack the Lurrus. A desperation play if I ever saw one. Looking like Game 1's going to the good guys here. Yes, I had a lot of fun casting the Stream League tournament yesterday. And that was definitely a good time. Looting, going really big and deep here. I can't imagine a card that would clean this board up. That's like legal in the format. I guess Languish. I kind of doubt Reid's playing Languish in his Lurrus deck. It's possible, but even I can't cast it regardless, so. Yeah, it's funny because, like, even the bad Muxus are still good Muxus. This is basically just like a super Grave Titan, right? It was an 8/8 that made 2/2 hasters. So, claim back the Pyromancer. All right, and claim back the Arcanist. Okay, I think Wily Goblin might actually. We have this Castle Emberth also here, and 1 green open means so we can actually Goblin land Castle. Either should do it. So I think this is gonna be game here. Unless there's some green instant I'm not paying attention to. Mouser Pulse is legal. So. Game 1, Muck's Daddy takes it down. See, the best place for a Muxus is on the top of your deck, not in your hand, All right, so we're
Yeah,
going
that
to.
was the sad thing is that was a pretty tame Muxus, but still more than good enough.
Yeah, it's funny how that Muxus was definitely below average, but it was sort of like super Grave Titan. It was just a huge creature that made 2/2/2s, but they also had haste, and like that is actually good enough. It's crazy. All right, so now we got a board here, and we got some interesting options. So nice grindy game. I'm not sure if I want these Thalias or not. Thalia does seem pretty good. Obviously, playing Pyromancer indicates Reid's playing a pretty spell-heavy deck. Lots of Faithless Lootings and Village Rites and things like that. Chain Whirler is definitely coming in. I think the Thalias are coming in too, and I think we're gonna need to like shave down on some of our less, I don't say useful cards, but like our more all-in cards. Thoughtseizes is the only answer to Muxus. I doubt Reid is playing any sort of Grafdigger's Cage or anything like that. Krenko's, man, like all of our cards are pretty good. I think the War Chiefs can go as like chain down on those. Maybe like 3 Thalias. Got the Crater Maker. Maybe got like a Wily Goblin or two. Because we want to have as much action as possible because Reid's gonna have a lot of discard spells and kind of muck things up. A Braid to kill Arcanist feels kind of important too. Like, there's just like a lot of things we want. A lot of our cards just seem good. Honestly, cutting a land is also reasonable too. Going to be a longer, more drawn out game. Thalia and a Braid is kind of awkward. I think Thalia is good. I guess we're on the draw too. This is tough. Maybe on the draw we don't want Thalia, actually. Maybe we'll bring the Abrades on the draw. On the play, we'll want Thalia. So bring the Abrades. Bring all 4 Abrades. Cut a Wily Goblin. I kind of want this Chandra, too. I don't know what I would cut for it. I guess Gem Bomb's pretty bad. I'll bring a Chandra, too. Let's try this. Raphael Levy. Man, we got all the magic boomers today. Thanks to the raid, Raph. Really appreciate that. If you're tuning in, welcome to the stream. My name is Jim Davis. This is Mogg Monday. And this is the Mogg Monday Showdown, where I challenge a fellow content creator to a battle of decks. And today it's me versus Reid Duke, Goblins versus John. You just tuned in to do match number 1. We're in game number 2 now. And we are rocking and rolling here. And we can keep this hand. It's not great, but good against Thoughtseize. You need to draw land. So welcome. It's your first time here, hit that follow button. And watching on YouTube, of course, make sure you like, comment, subscribe as well. Abundant Harvest on turn 1. We'll get a pathway. We draw our land. Perfect. And we just play Mountains. There you go. Kroxa. Sure. Check my DMs. Sounds good. Dreadhorde Arcanist on turn 2. And we get lucky and draw Braid. So we have the immediate answer. Without this Braid, I'm actually pretty scared this game because the Arcanist will gain a lot of value. Arcanist plus Harvest is really, really good. But we're going to kill this right now. I don't know what tricks or whatever, but it definitely has to die. I'm just going to kill it now while Reid's tapped out. Again, not open deck list, so I don't really know exactly what's in Reid's deck. You can kind of guess, but Lures to hand again. Now, we're going to just Chieftain here. Fire in for 2, get set up for next turn. Not a very punishing hand, so our hand's a little slow, a little reactive. Obviously, Chain Whirler is pretty good against the Pyromancers, things like that, but Village Rites, that's a good reason, yep. You see? That's the secret. You just don't check your DMs, and people got to raid you for attention. It's perfect. So, 4th land and saying go. This is interesting. So, not playing Lurrus makes sense. Nothing really to rebuy here. Got to be some sort of removal spell. As to what? Not really sure. We could definitely, like, Matron this turn. There hasn't been a discard spell cast yet, so getting Muxus is a little scary, but this seems reasonable. I think we're just going to Matron here. I imagine this War Chief's going to die. And I don't really want to commit a second Chieftain to the board in case the possible Master Removal spell. Cards like Witch's Vengeance. I think Volcanic Fallout is actually legal too. I'm trying to figure out what could happen here, Just trying to play the... Thanks, Raph. I appreciate that. Alright, so we're going to get Muxus. Get the old Mux Daddy. And we're just going to send. Alright, so Goblin Chieftain gets Magma Spread. Makes sense. And then, of course, now our Major Cat attack. Not a big deal. And what's the end step plan for Reid here? Fatal Passage. Cracking it. Feeling pretty good here. We have a good amount of spells and lands. There's Lurrus. Lurrus plus Arcanist makes sense. Totally reasonable. Snoop. Snoop shows up. I think we're pretty happy just playing Snoop here and trying to clear the top card of our library if it's to land. We're going to get, you know, Magma Sprayed or Harvested next turn. The worst would be Thoughtseize, Arcanist, Thoughtseize, which would be pretty well sequenced by Reid because it's the turn ahead of Muxus. But so we're going to start on Snoop. Snoop's going to reveal a Chieftain on top. It's pretty good, honestly. We can clear our top card, play a free spell, and a land on top of Muxus. We'd love to see that. And now we're just going to send in the Snoop, I think. I would trade Snoop for Lurrus all day. And otherwise, we'll leave back the Matron and the Chieftain to block the Arcanist. Seems reasonable. Or trade with the Lurrus. It's fine, too. Any affecting Reid has of our board next turn that's not discarding Muxus is perfect. So now Reid knows about the land and the Muxus. So Reid's very aware that Muxus is coming next turn. So Rest in Peace is... It seems okay in a matchup like this, but it turns off... Or I guess it turns off Kroxa too. Maybe we do have Rest in Peace, actually. It turns off Kroxa and Arcanist. Sort of turns off Lurrus. It's still a card. Pirates. Maybe I'll bring Rest in Peace for Game 3. If it is a Game 3. I don't like bringing in cards like that when they're not good against a lot of the deck. And it's going to be a grindy game regardless. So we just like play a Rest in Peace. It doesn't really affect the game. We're down a card now. And down 2 mana too. So don't love it. Don't love it. See what? This is the big turn. Starts with Kroxa. We're not discarding Muxus, I know that much. Chieftain, Chain Whirler, Snoop. Currently, Chain Whirler has no play. Because obviously there's no Pyromancer yet. But a redundant War Chief or Chieftain or Snoop might not be necessary. I kind of want to keep the grindy cards. I'm just going to discard the Chieftain. Muxus doesn't need to have haste, you know? Alright, there's a Village Rites, pretty good. Sack the Crocs to draw some cards. No Thoughtseize, please. We want our buddy here. Our buddy. Ooh, buddy. Is that weird? Is that weird? Gonna claim my Goblin Chieftain and can now Arcanist the Village Rites. So pretty good turn. If this Village Rites draws a Thoughtseize, we're in big trouble. So Village Rites that draw 2 more cards. We're taking 4 here. And we're really hoping that the Thoughtseize can show up. Okay. Top card is Conspicuous Snoop. It's Muxus time. There's no 2 ways about it. Let's go. Mux Daddy, bring me home. Mux Daddy, bring me home. Top cards. We've already used 2 Chieftains, so we're a little light on haste. Not very good. Kind of a whiff there, honestly. A Braid. Yeah, only hit 2 goblins this time. We have a Chandra on top. We can't attack. This is like... This is okay. It's not the worst. I should have full controlled. You're right. In case there was a Cranko on top. Let's attack. I mean, obviously Muxus is a pretty good blocker. Not a lot kills Muxus. Can't be Fatal Push. Can't be Claim the Firstborn. Can't be like Abraded. Pretty chunky. Pretty chunky and durable. Having Chandra on top is pretty nice as removal. A lot of cards in Reid's hand, though. And Kroxa's almost there, too. Arcanist can attack and cast a Spray or Harvest, but we get blocked by Muxus. Red-black in the pool. Another Kroxa here would be annoying. It's probably going to send the Chain Whirler to a Shadow Realm. Oh, never mind. Chain Whirler's really important. So, got to keep this Chain Whirler in hand. Ooh, that's the dirt nasty. Alright, that's pretty gross. So you have a Vengeance here, which will kill everything but the Muxus. And then the Arcanist plus Strength to kill the Muxus. Pretty good. Pretty good. There's the attack. spray the Muxus. And now I can Chain Whirler and mop up a bit. But, I mean, Reid's drawn a lot of extra cards this game. Double Village Rights. Shocking in a land. Yeah, it's probably just Snoop Chain Whirler here. We could definitely be in trouble. I would love to kill Arcanist or Lurrus, honestly, but... Snoop first. Top card is Krenko. I mean, obviously just casting Krenko is a free card. So, that is pretty appealing. If we kill the Pyromancer, we're just going to get recast by Lurrus anyway. Yeah, we're just going to cast Krenko here. That's good enough. Next top card is Prospector. Sure. Which Vengeance is very, very good. Yeah, I think we're going to board our Thalia in game. My board of Rest in Peace too, actually. Maybe we board a little bit. There's the Clutch of Raid. Okay. Maybe looking at a game 3 here, folks. Now Crocs is online too. Yeah, I think we're pretty dead here, I think. So yeah, we'll board a Rest in Peace for game 3. I think I underestimated how much graveyard stuff was in Reid's deck. Definitely a pretty solid amount. Here comes the party. Gonna cast the Claim the Firstborn. Oh my god, another what's it called? Village Rights. You go to 3 life points. And then Village Rights and Croxa. Yeah, I think we're dead. Alright, we already talked about it. Alright, so yeah, we're going to reevaluate our boarding a little bit here, I think. Dahlia and Rest in Peace are coming in. And Chandra seems fine. I could have sacked it. Yeah, whatever. The game's over. It doesn't matter. Croxa coming down and Prospector on top of our deck just makes it not matter at all. It's funny because Rest in Peace sort of does the work of a Braid. A Braid is mostly here just to keep the Arcanist under control, and Rest in Peace does that as well. On top of everything else going on with Nicole in the hospital and everything else, I also have terrible seasonal allergies too. So it's been pretty rough. How good is Chandra? Certainly good if there's a Rest in Peace in play. You know. Yeah, I love Thalia on the play here. Snoop, Wily Goblin. Shave like in a Braid or two. Ringleader. Ringleader's definitely worse because we're bringing in a lot of non-goblins. I should just cut the Ringleader. Yeah, Nicole is getting her appendix out today. She had abdominal pain yesterday. She's recovering from her ankle surgery, and we had to go to the hospital yesterday. So now she's there, and they won't let me be there. And Nicole wanted to watch Mogg Monday, so she'll be going in later today. Hopefully I'll be able to go up there. Double surgery, yes. When it rains, it pours. I'm gonna ship a Wily Goblin too. We kind of want cards that are good against Witch's Vengeance, honestly, and I guess Mob Boss is not that. Let me shave a Mob Boss too. I can shave all the Wily Goblins, honestly. Let's just shave all those. And Crater Make. I'm gonna shave a Krenko for a Braid. We're much more. It's interesting how we're much more reactive now, but we're also more aggressive because Thalia is a really good 2-drop on the play. So yes, everyone, please well wish to Nicole. Obviously, I mentioned this at the start of the stream, but new viewers now, watching on YouTube, please send some well wishes to Nicole. She's getting her appendix out today. She had been laying on the couch for the last 2 weeks, recovering from her ankle surgery 2 weeks ago, and now this is happening too. So 2 surgeries in 2 weeks is probably a little too much. So definitely appreciate the well wishes for Nicole. Okay, hand. Not great. Okay. Definitely don't want to get thought seized here. Thalia seems pretty clutch. Is it an appendix surgery an emergency? It's not like, I mean, we brought her in last night and have her scheduled for today. It's not like they had to like immediately get it out. You know, it could be like a little bit. So they're handling her. She's been there since last night, obviously. So, and I am not allowed to be there because of COVID guidelines. So, Kurt, thanks so much. Appreciate that. Big game 3 here. Big game 3. Oh, boy. Mogg Monday. Again, if you're tuning in, folks, it's Mogg Monday. Myself versus Reid Duke in the Mogg Monday Showdown. Goblins versus Jund. Let's go. Game 3 of Historic. Ready to roll. This is a big one. I would like no Inquisition for my Thalia here. There we go. Failed passage. Love to see it. Thalia, come on down. Help me out. Honorary Goblin Thalia. I encourage all you YouTube folks to leave your well wishes for Nicole as well. That's your comment of the day, to leave a well wish for Nicole. Sack the passage. Thalia, of course, pretty good on the play, especially into a tap land. Get a mountain, sure. Now, obviously like land magma, so I could kill Thalia here, but Arcanist, sure. Arcanist, Thalia's also getting its Arcanist too, but we're just gonna kill this Arcanist. So, a Matron. Yeah, I mean, we could be greedy here and like. Just like let this thing. Yeah, we gotta kill this because if they are able to like 2-mana Fatal Push Thalia and then Arcanist get it, so we're just gonna kill this thing right now. Not the most efficient removal spell of all time, but it works. It works. Honorary Goblin. Can we get like a Goblin Thalia, just a Goblin version of Thalia, just like red white, 2/1 first strike. You know what? You know what? Let's agree. Let's meet in the middle here. Can we do a 2/2 without first strike? Legendary Goblin Thalia. Call her Flobla, Goblin of annoying stuff, I guess. Open fire. Open fire. So we got Matron teed up. We're gonna go look at our Mux Daddy. Thoughtseize costs 2 mana here. Alright, there's your Magma Spray. Magma Spray is pretty good. You know, spray or push on Thalia is the mana efficiency you want to kill that. And then a Bloom Marsh and a Thoughtseize. So pretty good. Pretty good recovery here from Reid. Gorbola Goblin Tax Collector. Love it. Perfect. Someone call Watsy. Alright, so we draw Sacred Foundry, not ideal. Now the question is, are we just going to play this Chain Roller? Yeah, we're just going to play it. Specifically good against Pyromancer, but it also just attacks really well. And I kind of want to get on the board now with these Thoughtseizes happening. Reid's at 12. And we're playing off the top here. But Roxa. Well, there goes my last land, which is actually pretty annoying because we want to have lands in play. It's just important to get to 6 mana so you can just draw Roxa at any time. So, a little tough there. No Village Rites is good, though. There's a Shock land. There's Pyromancer. Alright, so a little punish for playing Chain Roller aggressively, but we have to put Reid to 6 here. Don't think there's any life gain in Reid's deck, so definitely not our main plan to just be kind of crashing in here. 1 card short of Croxa-ing. Tight game. Tight game. Another Arcanist, sure. And lowers to hand. So let's draw Muxus or Rest in Peace. Ho!
Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god!
Alright, and then we're going to... What are we going to sacrifice here? It's got to be the Prospector. Luris. Never didn't have it. Yeah, we'll sack Prospector. Aspiring Spike is a big raid, too. Alright, so our top card is Chieftain. We're going to search. Not the best of all time, but still pretty good. Now, Croxa is live next turn, so we're going to lose whatever card we get anyway. So you actually might not get a Muxus here. You might just get a... Honestly, maybe I should have just not searched.
Double digis.
Full control. I don't have a thing in play. Thanks for the raid, Aspiring Spike. If you're tuning in, welcome to the stream. This is Mogg Monday, the show I play Goblins every Monday. Mogg Monday Showdown. Myself versus Reid Duke. We were in the first match. We were in game 3. It's a tight one. And I need to figure out what's the matron here. And whatever we get's going to be hit anyway. By Croxa, most likely. Whatever, I'm just going to get Chiefed in. And then send this in. So Reid, of course, can block with a Pyromancer or Arcanist, and then Croxa. Witch's Vengeance is a card here, too, possibly. Yes, big thanks to Reid, Aspiring Spike. Appreciate that. Aspiring Spike's awesome. There's your block. Witch's Vengeance here would be pretty scary. Same problem as last game, where it would be a... never mind, Arcanist, and then finish off the Muxus. This is good, though. I think that this thought process on blocking... Wow, just gonna take it. Interesting. So Vengeance here would clear the board, and then Arcanist could flash back the Magma Spray to finish off Muxus. How often does Reid guest on Mogg Monday? First time. We usually have guests on only once. Aspiring Spike is on the list of potential guests for future Mogg Monday Showdowns. Again, this is information. Boom! There it is. Mogg Monday Showdown. Tight game 3 here in historic. Tight game 3. Black and green in the pool. This is a real clencher here. There's Luris. There's an Arcanist to cast, and there's Croxa. Croxa keeps cheating. Snoop, help me out here, my friend. That is a land on top of our deck. Okay. So our Chain Whirler can attack. Our Muxus can attack. Of course, the problem is that... honestly, Thalia actually stops Luris from attacking and gaining life, which is pretty good. Although Arcanist can flash back Magma Spray. We're definitely attacking here. And there needs to be some blocks, of course. Chain Whirler and Muxus both lethal. Unless Luris wants to chump block. So we just send in these two. Any other attack is a bad trade for us. If I send in the Snoop... Yeah, I didn't want to trade the Snoop off, honestly. Having Snoop in play is pretty important because we're drawing a land next turn. So this plays for me. Tight game. It is historic, so these aren't the true boomer deck lists, but don't worry, our decks for historic and modern are very boomery. Alright, so there are your blocks. And Arcanist is dead, Pyromancer is dead, Thalia's coming down. Luris, of course, can recast these, but time is a factor. Our board's pretty good. And now we're 2 cards insulated against the card Witch's Vengeance, because a Vengeance won't kill Muxus or Thalia. And of course, Thalia will tax things a little bit here too. So, a lot of recastables, but may not necessarily be good enough here. Keeping Snoop in play really important because our top card is a Mountain. We know that. We want to make sure we try to spit a spell next turn. Tight game. A tight, exciting first match. There's a passage. That puts another card in the graveyard for Croxa. Starting with the green. What is this card is the real question. What is this magic card right here? Oh boy. Tense. And again, if you're tuning in, welcome. Hit that follow button if you're watching on Twitch, of course. Watching on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Welcome, everyone. Mogg Monday is the show I play every Monday. But the first Monday of the month is the showdown. There's your Arcanist. Croxa also available. Now, of course, Muxus is coming in for a lot of damage next turn. Of course, it can be blocked over and over again by Arcanist. Recast. There's your Croxa. Okay. So we're really looking at our top card here. And Reid's going to leave the Pyromancer in the graveyard, not the spell for Arcanist. Sort of saying that this Arcanist is meant to be a blocker every turn. Our top card, Snoop, we're going to cast it. Our top card is Muxus. We can't cast it yet, but it is untouchable by Reid. Cannot Thoughtseize the top of my deck. So we're going to play this land. We're going to get in. I think just Muxus is getting into force chump block. Yeah, it's only real reasonable attack. So send Muxus in. And we got the old Muxus next turn. What's up, Bucks? Yeah, outages are bad. Alright, so there's chump block. Again, we have a great defense set up here. And we have double Snoop. So we're just hoping Reid does not draw Witch's Vengeance. Even if he does, we still have Muxus on top and Thalia in play. So, ooh. Allergies. Yes, I'm good. I'm good. Let's go. What do you got, Reid? Tense. Tense. This is an exciting first match. Very tense game 3 here. Pyromancer from the bin. No spells, and here's Muxus. So, what do we want to do here? Do we just want to cast Muxus and then spin the wheel? We're kind of in like a null game state of like, we attack with Muxus, they block, they recast the thing they play every turn. We're just going to cast Muxus here. And we're going to full control. So we have to use our snoops with any Krenkos. The fear, of course, is Witch's Vengeance. That's the card that kind of gets us. And I did board out some of my War Chiefs. I'm more interested in grinding than being fast. We only have 3 Chieftains in our deck. But we're just going to do it. We're just going to do it. When in doubt, spin the wheel. Let's go. Mux Daddy. Come on. And we're going to keep the old one so it can still attack. And here we go. Ho! That was pretty good. No hasters, though. Alright, so we're gonna... That wasn't actually that good. It was like fine. So, keep a Krenko. Matron. We're gonna get other Muxus. And... put that in hand. Top card is Prospector. So I could have gotten a... That's annoying. I mean, now I didn't know that was going to be on top, obviously. But now I could have gotten the Chieftain and gone for it. Do we go again? We don't go again here. That's ridiculous. Yeah, we just sack. We're still really scared of Witch's Vengeance, though. I'm not going to lie. Witch's Vengeance would be pretty terrible here. I haven't sacked my whole board to spin again. That's actually ridiculous. So, we'll attack. Pyromancer blocks. Oh, I should have sacked Matron to cast the Prospector. Yeah, that's better. I screwed up. I was polarizing my decision too much. I was just like, do I go for it or not go for it? And I'm looking for the smaller decisions. Definitely should have sacked Matron and played Prospector. And then if I might actually screw it up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Attack with everything. That's just too risky. All right, there's your attack. So Prospector can stop lifelink, but it's just super risky if they have anything. So black in the pool. Village Rights. Sack the Pyromancer. Draw 2. Kind of scary. Honestly. Second main, we're going to sack a Matron. Play Prospector. Hope there's a Chieftain on top. There's not. To land, sure. Alright. Don't draw Witch's Vengeance, I guess. A Vengeance here would be absolutely devastating because the attack with Proxy would take our Muxus too. It was somewhat risky getting Muxus. Could have gotten something else. But this feels like Witch's Vengeance or bust. Last turn, we could have attacked with all of our stuff and then just sacked whatever Luris blocked for lifelink and maybe gotten lethal, but it's like super, super risky if they have anything. Vengeance would kill everything but Thalia and Muxus. And then, of course, the Crocs could attack and get my Muxus, too. Green, red in the pool. Abundant Harvest. 2-mana cantrip. Here we go. Thoughtseize. Okay, Thoughtseize is certainly like fine here. Is it not? Actually, not really. No, it's not. It's not good at all. Actually, it's Vengeance or bust realistically. Because with Muxus in hand, the Mux has to be dealt with. The board has to be dealt with. Red in the pool. Pyromancer. Out of the graveyard. Green in the pool. Harvest again. Okay. This harvest is going to hit. Choosing land. Interesting. It is a shock land, though. So it does not come in untapped unless Reid wants to go to 1. So perhaps looking for a basic there. Nope. And then harvest again. I think this does it, right? Now there's only 5 blockers. There's the lifelinker. We have Prospector. Reveals a Braid. I think this is it, folks. Top card is Clifftop Retreat. So now we attack with everything. And then just whatever gets blocked by Lurrus, we sack to Prospector. And there's 5 blockers, 5. Yeah, this is just lethal. So we attack with everything. And if it blocks Thalia,
I love that my sub anniversary seems to always fall on Mogg Monday.
D!
Dubs.
Reset, thanks so much. Crazy game. A little fortunate on our side that Reid couldn't find a vengeance, but... So whatever Lurrus blocks gets sacked to Prospector. It honestly doesn't matter because it's still 4 damage anyway. So right now we have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 going through regardless. So actually, I don't even need sack. Let's do it anyway. Show off. All right. Match 1 goes to the good guys. All right. Crazy third game there.
Yeah, good game, Jim.
I definitely feel fortunate to have dodged a Witch's Vengeance. There were multiple turns there where it was absolutely backbreaking.
Yeah, it was a tricky game. Like at the end, I was just so desperate that I played the Abundant Harvest, hoping to hit. I had 1 Witch's Vengeance and 1 Crippling Fear in my sideboard, so those were my 2 ways to get out of that. I think there was actually a crucial moment earlier where I could have taken a different approach that would have wound up much better. And that was if I had just traded my Young Pyromancer for your Skirk Prospector at the first opportunity, that would, number 1, cut you on mana, and then number 2, allow me to get the 6th card for Kroxa Escape right away. And then it's like you have a lot fewer opportunities to kind of find the Muxus from there. So I don't know.
Yeah, you were like a card short on Kroxa for a turn there for sure. So, yeah, crazy game. I didn't bring in, so I have 4 Thalia and 2 Rest in Peace in my board. I didn't bring in Rest in Peace for game 2. It wasn't sure like how graveyardy you were, and I didn't bring in Thalia for game 2 because I was in the draw. And then for game 3, I brought in all 4 Thalias and 2 Rest in Pieces, and the Thalia was pretty nice there, kind of the honorary goblin.
Yeah, for sure. Like on the final turn, I would have had just so many more options without the Thalia in terms of, maybe I can make enough blockers with just Pyromancer into like a bunch of cantrips, or just more opportunities to find my board sweeper. Thalia is really good, and I was pretty scared of the Rest in Peace also.
What are your thoughts on the card Abundant Harvest? I mean, that card is coming to Modern, I believe, in Modern Horizons 2, correct?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. It's been good for me in this Jund deck. Like Rakdos Arcanist has been around for a while, and the green for me is for Abundant Harvest in the main deck and Cinder Vines in the sideboard. But Abundant Harvest I think it's like exactly what you want with Dreadhorde Arcanist, because Village Rites is kind of situational, and Faithless Looting doesn't actually get you ahead on cards, but Abundant Harvest is just always good every time you cast it.
You think Harvest will be good in Modern too?
Yeah, sure. I mean, any deck that can support it, any deck that's not like a Collected Company or Ether Vial deck where you have kind of the deck building restrictions, I think it could be a very solid consideration.
So yeah, it's cool seeing non-blue colors get a cantrip. So definitely a really, really cool card. All right, so we're moving on to our next match here. And you now have the choice of player draw or format. I think you're push talk.
Oh, excuse me. I'll stick to my strategy and just choose to play first.
This is usually how it goes, typically. It's pretty rare that the format is chosen. So Reid's going to choose to play, and I'm going to choose the format. So I'm going to be on the draw. And I'm going to choose... I'll just choose Legacy. Let's get some boomer action going here. Let's play a little Legacy. Is that cool?
So I get the play in Legacy. I like to hear that.
Correct. All right. So let's get that match loaded up. Can you send me a message on Magic Online? My username is Jim Downside.
Nice. I already had you on my friend list from probably 12 years ago or something.
100 years ago. Yeah. I mean, me and Reid have been playing Magic Online for a really, really long time. When did you start playing Magic Online?
2007.
Yeah, I've been playing since almost like the beginning. I actually started playing competitively on Magic Online. Like I played table, with kitchen table with friends and stuff, and then from Magic Online is where I started to actually play more seriously. So real boomer accounts here on Magic Online. Do you have the Royal Assassin avatar?
I think I have access to it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the one they gave out, like the 8th edition pre-release. If you like went to your paper pre-release, they gave you the code for it on Magic Online. It's like the real Boomer avatar. All right, so let's get this match
I
set
actually
up.
use the classic Goblin avatar, so make sure if you're watching in chat, don't get confused. I'm actually the one with the Goblin picture.
All right, sweet. Good luck, my friend. Challenge away. Remember, folks, we're brought to you by Colas Apparel. Colas Apparel, let's shop. Promo code Jim10, 10% off your order. Colas Apparel, let's shop. Get your awesome Magic shirts, and they're super high quality, super comfortable. I'm not currently wearing one, but they are very, very nice. Colas Apparel and .shop. Promo code Jim10, 10% off your order. Colas Apparel, .shop. Let's get our match going here. Match number 2, playing some Legacy. True Boomer Magic. And now, once again, you have the play, right? Yeah, so, okay. All right, good luck.
Good luck.
All right. Legacy time. I decided to choose Legacy because I want to be on the play in Modern because Ren and 6 is so backbreaking. And I think that I think we're like pretty good in Modern, but I almost feel like I'm not sure what to expect from this Legacy match. I know Modern is pretty good, barring a really fast Ren and 6. I think being on the play in the format where I feel pretty happy. I want to try and guarantee victory in the third match, and we'll kind of just see what happens in this one. So, we are on the draw, and we have a no red source. We do have a Vial hand, but I imagine there's discard spells in Reid's deck, so we really can't keep this hand, unfortunately. Our just thinks to mulligan against the discard deck. We just can't keep this hand, unfortunately. I would keep this on the play, obviously, but we can't have our Vial Thoughts here and have no spells, so we'll mulligan into a pretty bad hand also. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Not ideal. Definitely not ideal. I think we're going to 5. His Paladars aren't very good in the matchup, and we're just don't have any lands, honestly. You know, we should kind of make land drops. I'm going to mulligan again. All right, I guess we're going to 4. I mean, I don't know, at this point, I just want to have lands, so I can just play a Ringleader on turn 4 and hopefully get back to... Yeah, all right, sure. All right, we're just keeping lands and Ringleader and Vial. 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to keep the Vial and the lands. The goal here is just make land drops and then make a Ringleader and just get our cards back somehow. So even though we have a Ringleader here, we need the lands to cast it, and we're probably going to Thoughtseize anyway, so just keep the lands and hope we can draw out of it. We are trying to utilize the top of our deck. Foothills. Discard spell. Bayou. Green Sun's needed for 1. Okay, so no discard spell. I didn't go over the deck list. It's a pretty standard deck list. It's the same one I played for the last challenge. All right, well, we are going to Vial here. Wastelanding is, like, I don't think crazy, because we can just try and get lucky, but there's Liliana. That's pretty good. All right, this is going to be a difficult game. Turn 2 Liliana on the play. I guess our mulligan to 4. So when I say that, what I mean is it's going to be epic when we actually win this game. So we want to draw, like, yeah, honestly, just land is fine. I might just pop up a Wasteland here and try and keep this game low resource. We have an Aether Vial, so we eventually can just try and hopefully draw maybe Mutations Expert to kill this Dryad Arbor, something of that nature. The Vials are out here for sure. Turn to Liliana. Playing some Legacy. So each player discards. Not really much of a choice here. Hopefully, we just need to also keep his Vial alive. Lightning Bolt gets discarded. That's not a great sign. Lightning Bolt's obviously pretty good in this current scenario to defend Liliana against any creature. So, no Cola against command, no Abrupt Decay, no nothing here. Here's a fetch. Suppose like Goy for something like that would be pretty bad too. Badlands returns. Oh man. Alright. Draw. Cavern of Souls. Okay. Well, we haven't drawn a spell yet. That's not Aether Vial. That's okay though. That's okay. I'm in danger. Just another Land Monday. Oh god, we're casting spells too. Green Sun Zenith for 1. What is this gonna be? A Hex Drinker. Okay. And a Bird's Paradise. So empty-handed. And fortunately, if we even draw like a Mogg War Marshal there, maybe, you know. But so the problem, of course, here is that we probably just can't remove his Liliana. So I think the best draw here is a Rashad port, so we can say we didn't draw any lands. So the complaint equity is really important. So like, yeah, perfect. So we're gonna play this, and we're gonna name we'll name Goblin. We're gonna keep playing here. We ain't dead yet. We ain't dead yet. All right, we have a Vial in play. We haven't drawn an actual Goblin yet or creature, but Liliana can ultimate. We'll keep the Vial and say a prayer. Yeah, the good news is Liliana's ultimate doesn't do anything because I have nothing in play, right? What are you going to do? Ultimate? Where are we? There's nothing there. Nothing to sack. Realistically, I don't think we're dead yet. You know, Liliana ultimate here. Typically, you want to like hold your Planeswalker for an ultimate. You want to keep it in play if you can. And if we can like draw a Ringleader into like a, you know, maybe in like Lackey Magician's Expert or something. I mean, without the Vial, there's no chance. But with the Vial, I think there's like a slight path to victory here. However,
Inconceivable!
That is. Vial up to 6 and draw Muxus. That's also an out, too. All right, well. Split them up. I agree with the split. So, we're going to keep the Vial, I think. Imagine if we just draw, like, yeah, Slim Gang and a Muxus, something like that. All right, we're going to sacrifice the lands. Chip in a chair. Chip in a chair. Oh, God. What is this? Oh, sure, level ups. So level up, this gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Pretty fun game. Just literally drew 7 lands and an Aether Vial. Oh, man. Yeah, I also thought it was K-Command. All right, we're going up here. Sling Gang Commander. That's an expert. All right, we're dead. All right. Tough first game there. Tough first game. Not ideal openers.
All right, Jim, I think you played an entire game where you drew 0 non-mana source cards.
I did draw an expert on that last draw, but the turn before that, I was telling chat that I definitely want to draw a land, so I have the complaint equity of, I didn't draw any spells this game. You know, drawing Goblin there, I'm going to lose anyway, but so drawing the land is actually better. But yeah, not the best game. The first 2 hands were like 2 land and hands, and then the 5-card hand was all land, was all spells, so not a rough start, no problem though. All right, so we're going to bring in, let's see. Tarfire's got to hit for Plague. So we have Plague Engineer's our big fear. Plague Engineer's obviously a very heavily played card in Legacy. It's funny, Chain Whirler actually isn't that bad. Hits Dryad Arbor, Birds of Paradise, Hex Drinker possibly. Let's see. We want to cut the cards that are bad against Plague Engineer. So like Prospector's gone. Probably both are gone, actually. I don't think there's a real reason to have a Prospector. Even though I like to keep one Prospector in, it doesn't seem necessary. Sling Gang is pretty bad against Plague Engineer, but is pretty good overall. Question of, do I want to bring in Pyrokinesis? Probably not. Relic's pretty good. Relic is certainly pretty good. Handling Tarmogoyfs and stuff like that. And then we can just shave down. Our pile drivers aren't very good, but they are fine against Plague Engineer. Crater Maker's pretty bad, too. I Really, like, Mogg Marshal's so good, except for Plague Engineer. Actually, I want to keep Credit Makers. It kills Plague Engineer. Let's cut a Pile Driver. Maybe cut, like, either a Marshal or a Sling. And the problem is Marshal is so good against every part of their deck except for Plague Engineer. It's great against Liliana. It's great against Tarmogoyf. Cutting a land isn't okay. Cutting Lackey on the draw might be a thing, but we're obviously on the play, so it's kind of fine. How do we shave a Sling Gang? Sling Gang's pretty good, though. I'm going to shave a Marshal. We're on the play, so we're not shaving Lackey on the play. Alright, I think this is fine. Realistically, I think this is like pretty reasonable matchup for us. We just need to, like, you know, draw spells and stuff. So, down a game in Legacy, on the play.
Somebody's playing a prank on me.
All right, can't keep this one. Sure. That's better. That's better. We can keep this. We can keep this. Big question is, what do we dump? I think it's Muxus. I kind of want the lands. Double Wasteland's pretty good, too. Relic is nice to slow down Tarmogoyf. Muxus is probably getting Thoughtseize anyway, so ship Muxus back into our deck for safekeeping. You know, Wasteland's obviously nice, but we don't have a way to, like, get ahead with Wasteland. No Lackey, no Aether Vial. So we're not really, like, you know, you don't want to just Wasteland in the dark usually. We'll see what Reid does as far as mulligans or anything like that. Again, folks, if you're tuning in, welcome to the stream. My name is Jim Davis. This is Mogg Monday, the show where I play Goblins every single Monday. The first Monday of the month is the Mogg Monday Showdown, where I challenge a fellow content creator to a battle of my deck versus theirs. Today, it is me versus Reid Duke, Goblins versus Jund, Modern, Historic, Legacy. Historic match is done with. I went 2-1, so we're up, and then we're down a game currently in Legacy. If you missed any of this, it'll always be on YouTube, as is all my stuff on YouTube. So check that out. Of course, hit that follow button if it's your first time here watching on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate the support. Those first time here, my name is Jim Davis. I do content full time, and I'd love to have you. You're all great. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. All right, Reid's gonna keep 7, so we're gonna keep 6. Ship Muxus, and let her ride here. We're gonna open on Badlands. We can't really insulate our hand against Wasteland, so we're not going to try. And we'll just play Badlands first. So turn 1 Relic. Fire away. Am I ready to draw Vial on turn 2? Yeah, sure. I would love to go turn 2 Vial Wasteland. That'd be great. We saw, like, that last game, we didn't actually draw any spells, but we had, like, a path to victory with that Vial. Vial's really, really important in a matchup like this, where you're kind of playing off the top a little bit. There's Sling Gang. Question here is, do I want to reveal my Wasteland or not? Because we can play Wasteland, play Mogg or Marshal, and have the ability to possibly double Wasteland the next turn. But not even sure if I want to do that. And Reid's going to play our Wasteland anyway, because Reid's obviously very good. We're just going to get a land here. Get a Badlands. Play Marshal. Marshal. Good, buddy. No current answer to a Plague Engineer, but that is okay for now. So no play on turn 1. So no discard spell. No Green Sun Zenith. Reid's playing like a toolboxy version of it, I think. Do I remember what release they made Goblin King a Goblin? I believe it was 8th edition when they added the types to the Lords. Better play Echo. Actually, you know what? I should have played the Wasteland. Because I probably am going to Echo. And then I want to have a red up, not a Wasteland up, probably. Or have the option to red or Wasteland. So I probably should play the Wasteland last turn. In thinking about it. We're probably paying. We have nothing else to do, so we're just going to pay the Echo cost. I love paying Echo. Love paying Echo. Raise your hand in chat if you've ever paid Echo on a Mogg War Marshal. Sylvan Library. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So yeah, we draw a Gobblelack here. We're going to feel a little silly. But I guess it would die to Plague Engineer anyway, so. Expert? Sure. Reid, I often say that the thing in Magic I've done more than any other person on the planet is pay Echo on Mogg War Marshal. What do you think your like signature play, the play you've done more than anyone on the planet is?
I was just saying I don't think anyone else on the planet has ever even paid Echo once on Mogg War Marshal besides you.
I've paid so... I wish I had a counter for how many times I've paid it. I've done it so many times. All right, there's Sylvan Library.
I don't know. Maybe I've ultimated Liliana of the Veil more than anyone else, and I'm hoping to continue adding to that counter as we move through today.
I think your quota's been hit. We've got enough Liliana ultimates for one Mogg Monday Showdown.
Flip Huntmaster. Maybe I can add to that number.
That's a good one. Because that one's like obscure enough where beyond standard, if you haven't played that card in other formats, you wouldn't have done that. So that's a cool one. That's a cool one. All right, Sylvan Library here. Of course, Reid can pay 4 life to draw extra cards. And honestly, we're not applying a ton of pressure here, so Sylvan Library is really, really good. And unfortunately, we're really soft to a Plague Engineer here. We can play with the Sling Gang. It's kind of cool, actually. We have Sling Gang. Reid doesn't know that. And if Reid decides to get really aggressive with the Sylvan Library here, even if a Plague Engineer comes down in a future turn, Sling Gang could do a lot of damage. So, could be a useful thing for us. Reid goes top, paying 0 life. So just 2 mana divining top. Foothills and Zenith for 1. That is going to be fine, I suppose. Oops. Oh, sure, that's awesome. Glad you're enjoying it. If you're all, I'd love to hear feedback. If you're enjoying the Mogg Monday Showdown series, let me know. It's been a lot of fun. Been a lot of fun. All right, so we draw. It's a snow-covered mountain. First things first, we're just getting in. So Reid being very careful with his life total, and that kind of has Reid saying that he's pretty happy with his hand, which is a little scary, honestly. But I feel like if there was a Plague Engineer that came down last turn, I mean, if Reid's slow rolling it, it's definitely a possibility. But we have the backup plan of just dealing them a bunch of damage, doing them 6 with the Sling Gang. So we're gonna play Sling Gang here. Sorry about the window sound, folks. My bad. Foothills. Might see a bolt on this on the Sling Gang before the tokens resolve. So scary spot here. So Plague Engineer is devastating, and Reid gets 3 more looks at it with the Sylvan Library. We could sacrifice some other amount of goblins here just to deal some extra damage. I'm definitely going to sack at least the Marshal. So we want to keep enough goblins in play for Expert to be fine, but player on Plague Engineer reasonably too. I'm going to sack 1 more. Just going to hedge against Plague Engineer. I think we have enough stuff in play now where it's fine. We have 3 goblins and an Expert. We have double Wasteland. We have Silver Relic. And we're doing reasonably well here on cards. We've dealt enough damage where actually using Library is a little risky. We've insulated a bit against a Plague Engineer. Certainly hedging our bets here a little bit. I didn't do it. It was you. Big library here. Big library. What is this library going to yield? There's a lot of cards available. And we are, we're down a card here on the mulligan. We do have lands in play. As I was saying earlier, having lands in play is pretty important because the top of our deck's pretty important. So Ringleader's great. Matron's great. We're one land off of Muxus. We can start wastelanding, but it kind of turns our outs off a bit too. And with Reid having a bird in play as well, we're not in like a huge rush to do that. Reid's going to not draw any cards again. And this is a Plague Engineer. That's a fast tap. I'm feeling Plague Engineer this turn. No. Huntmaster of the Fells. Got to up those numbers. All right. Well, Expert's great here, obviously. So
I'm trying.
All right. So we could double Wasteland, too. Obviously, we're going to kill the Huntmaster. It's a pretty important one to take out. So let's untap. Draw for turn. That was pretty good, too, actually. That was really nice. Now we can actually kind of send Reid back to the Stone Age here as far as mana development goes. We can jump on the Huntmaster. We can expert the birds. We can double Wasteland. That puts Reid back to 2 mana. But also puts us back to 3 mana, which is kind of risky. Let's start by cycling Gem Bomb. Although it's all because we actually can't cycle Gem Bomb and play Expert and Wasteland twice. So let's just start with Gem Bomb and see what we draw. Sorry, folks. Seasonal allergies are not fun. Not fun. Cycle Gem Bomb. Draw a card. It's a pile driver. Not super exciting. We could also just kill the wolf and just kind of get in, which is like pretty aggressive. And then I don't think I want to waste. I think that it's all or nothing on the Wasteland. Either we like kill birds and waste, or just ignore the mana and don't try and fight that bite. So we're going to actually just play this land. Expert to kill the wolf. Get a little aggressive here. And just send. Reid's already got 4 mana. There's not much point in killing it in Wastelanding here, which keep our mana in place. We can draw Ringleaders and stuff like that. Sorry, folks. All right, let's go. Let's go. Day after Magic started deck, YouTube best Magic deck. My video, me playing Goblins against Reid Elves. That was a good one. Yeah, me and Reid played a top 4, top 8 match in an SCG of Goblins versus Elves a long time ago. Reid got me, but it was a crazy match. All right, so Library again, not paying any life. Trying to hold on here. There's a Wasteland on Reid's side. Uh-oh. All right. Boo!
We're having a fair match up till this point.
Very rude. Very rude to cast Plague Engineer on Mogg Monday. You come into my stream on Mogg Monday and play Plague Engineer. Very rude. All right, so I think we're going to crack this Relic. We need an answer to Engineer now, of course, so just crack this. And we have Tarfire. We have what is this? Cole against Command, returning Huntmaster and discard. That's some boomer magic right there. Oh boy. All right. Sure. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Draw a Lackey. That's not very good. Another Relic. Also not very good. Oh, Plague Engineer, why you gotta come ruin my day like this? I think we're just cycling the Relic. We're not even gonna bother trying to even consider Wasteland, so Relic again. Without Plague Engineer, it's a pretty reasonable amount. Oh, that's not bad. Alright, so we're gonna we'll play Matron and we'll just get Tarfire, I guess. Which just feels pretty bad, but all right. Yeah, it's definitely, as Reid said, it's a very fair game until Plague Engineer shows up. And Plague Engineer is certainly the card. If Goblins can block all day against Jund and make tokens and block some stuff and make Liliana look stupid, it's a pretty good matchup. But Plague Engineer changes things by so much. Yeah, I mean, don't Thoughtseize me. You know, we can't really. The Matron would have gotten Thoughtseize anyway. So here's Library. So I wasn't like super hopeful about the Legacy match, knowing that Plague Engineer is so prevalent in Legacy. Yeah, sure. That's why I was pretty happy about choosing to be on the play in Modern. So looks like this game's going to be over pretty quickly here. We're going to get Huntmaster. We're going to get Wastelanded. Can't draw Muxus. Heads up play by Reid to Wasteland us. Cavern of Souls. 2, 4, 6. We're actually going to cast Lackey to prevent this from flipping. I guess I can't draw land and Muxus. To keep those numbers down. So 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, we can't draw like the land. If we draw like land and then draw Muxus, like maybe it's a possibility. But even with the Plague Engineer in play, I don't really see a way out here, unfortunately. That's okay, though. Mulligan of 4 in Game 1. The Game 1's the important one. I think we're pretty ahead in Game 1. Before Plague Engineer enters the equation, I think we're pretty far ahead. Not like hugely ahead, but like solidly ahead. But once Plague Engineer enters the equation, I think we're a pretty big dog. So, all right, so untap. Can we draw a land at a Muxus? And a Tarfire or something. I don't even know. All right, so...
Gotta boost those stats.
All right, so... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're dead here. If only I could pay Echo and up my stats. All right, that's it. Good game.
Good game.
All right, that's match number 2. Match number 2. All right, so a somewhat lopsided Legacy match there. I felt that I'm more ahead in Modern than Legacy, but I really wanted to make sure in Modern that I was kind of like going to hammer it home because being on the draw against Ren and 6 kind of sucks. So I felt like while I was a little more behind in Legacy, I would just take it on a draw and kind of let it happen. And then I'm not sad with that decision now, how the game's played out. I think Game 1 is definitely better, a lot better for me. Where I'm like, I think I'm ahead in Game 1 once before Plague Engineer comes in, but obviously the Mulligans didn't make that really possible. But post-board, I think you're like pretty far ahead. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know what to expect in Legacy because I do know that Goblins is a really good deck. But your analysis makes sense. Like seeing how that Game 2 played out, it was kind of just nice, fair, grindy game where we're both, you know, trying to use our resources the best we could, and then I just drew Plague Engineer, and it was, I mean, like you could hypothetically beat it. You know, if I keep 6 lands in Plague Engineer, you have weapons against that. But like in the context of a close game, it's just a little too much.
Yeah, absolutely. If I'm allowed to just like Mogg or Marshall, block a Tarmogoyf, sack a Liliana, you know, keep like blocking and ringleadering and blocking ringleadering, it's great, but it totally removes that element of the game. You know, it turns off gem palms, makes blocking really difficult. And it just turns off so many portions of my deck that I can't continue to play with you. And once I stop playing with you, the game just goes out of control. You know, Tarmogoyf is here, Liliana's here. So definitely a shellacking in Legacy. But now we're moving on to Modern. And we have all the marbles here in the Modern match. I'll be going first. And let's just get it fired up. Cool?
Yeah, all the marbles indeed. Good luck, Jim.
Good luck. All right, let's go. We're going right into Modern. No ads, no nothing. Let's do this. I'm feeling good about the Modern match. I love my Modern deck. So, and once again, we are on the play, and I am playing Boomer Goblins in Modern. I am not playing the Conspicuous Snoop combo, which I think favors us. This is the deck I've played most recently on most of my challenges. I just want to grind. You know, the Snoop combo is cool and all, but Modern's very interactive right now, and I think just grinding is just better. So this thing's going to serve us well in this matchup. Our opener is not great. We can keep it. It's certainly fine. Not the best, not the worst. Again, mulling its Thoughtseize deck kind of not super ideal. I imagine this is going to be the most straightforward deck list out of Reid as well, as Modern Jund is pretty standard at this point. Nothing too crazy. All right, so Crypt and go. Playing Marshall is very, very nice, but if it gets Thoughtseize, I can just play Creator Maker instead. Cover up Reid's way. I have Reid's cam up on it. I'm covering it up so I can't see Reid talking. Whew, close so far. Close so far. Remember, folks, if you missed any of this, it'll all be up on my YouTube. YouTube's got everything on it. Make sure you follow me on YouTube, follow me on everything else. And we'll have the entire episode up on YouTube this evening for you all to watch. Very, very excited about that. Reid's a bit tankier. We got a turn 1 tank. So Reid is deciding maybe, the possible turn 1 options are like tap lands, discard spells, waiting on discard. Renin 6 obviously is a big one. Renin 6 is very, very good. And again, a lot of the reason I chose Legacy on the in match 2, knowing if I lost I'd be in the play for match 3 in Modern, was because of Renin 6 in the play, which is pretty dirty. So, all right, so turn to Aether Vial. Perfect. Oh, that's interesting. So, do we play the Vial or just get the Marshall going? Renin 6 next turn is definitely annoying. And if we were to Marshall, we can at least attack the Renin 6 and kind of like pressure it a little bit, which is pretty good. We have Expert also. We might need to wait on this Vial and just play it next turn. Which is not ideal, but I think needing to pressure Renin 6 is pretty important. Reid kept this hand and didn't play a discard spell on turn 1. Also no fetch land, which maybe makes Renin 6 worse too, but I think that the presence of no discard spell says to me there's probably a Renin 6 in hand. So we're going to play the Marshall and be able to pressure it. Renin 6 is so good. And we'll see what it does. We might end up just echoing and playing Vial. Might end up playing Expert. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what Reid does. We chose to play the colorless land now because we need to echo. We'll have red next turn. Nothing again.
How are you feeling about this echo, Jim?
I cannot turn down a good echo. I just can't do it. I'm just incapable. We're going to echo here. So we're going to echo. We're going to get in. Perfect timing on these Vials. So Mogg Marshall insulates us against Liliana. It blocks stuff. Oh, yeah. Lightning Bolt that token. Let's go. All right, so now we get to do that. We play our Foothills. We play a Vial. Keep developing our board. And now we've got a possible Ringleader next turn. We draw land. We've got Crater Maker. We've got Expert. Love paying me some Echo. Love it. Reid's like, you gonna pay Echo and then Marshall? And I'm like, get Stomping Ground. Blood Crypt is here. A Bolt on a token is a monumental win. That's a premium removal spell spent on 1/3 of my Mogg or Marshall. Here's Tarmogoyf as a 2/3 and a fetch land, or a land tapped. So now, if we were able to draw, nah, we can't kill this thing. Oh, if we could draw a Skirk Prospector exactly, we can kill this Goyf right now, which would be kind of cool. It's a mountain, so obviously, not upset to just Ringleader here as well. I gotta think here. My nose is wrong. I'm sorry, folks. I did casting yesterday for the Stream League tournament. I kept popping off camera to blow my nose. My seasonal allergies for like 2 or 3 weeks. It's just so bad. So bad. All right. We could Crater Maker and then Expert. That's just too much. Oh, we could just do that. Yeah, actually, that works too. We can just do that. Okay. Yeah, all right. We're good. But now we drew a land, we can just cast Crater Maker and just kill this Goyf. I kind of like that. I'm a little scared of losing my Ringleader, but that seems pretty passable. I'm pretty happy with that. Take this bad boy out. Get him for 1. Now, if we get Thoughtseized here, it is pretty tough because we only have 1 real gassy card in our hand, but we could have also just attacked and hoped for a block, but that just feels much worse. We can just get our board set up here. You gotta imagine Reid got some Bloodbraid Elves or something going on, because not a great start from Reid. And Reid did keep 7, so we got Field of Ruin, we got a Vial. I mean, getting to cast as Ringleader is like a major part of the game. And again, same as last match. I think we're pretty ahead in game 1 until Plague Engineer comes online, and then but it's not as bad in Legacy in Modern as it is in Legacy, because there's more time to kill it and so on. So I think we can handle it a little better in Modern. So I like Reid. We've had a lot of guests on this show so far, and there's been a lot of like banter, trash talk back and forth. Reid is very straightforward, just focused, and I like it. Not a lot of banter. Let's his game speak for him. I love it. I like Reid a lot. All right, fetch land go with 5 cards in hand. That's a lot of cards. Vial's gonna go up 2, and I think we're just gonna cast Ringleader here and just go nuts, right? Marshall. Yeah, we're just gonna battle. Let's go, buddy. Our first Ringleader of the entire Mogg Monday here, about an hour and 20 minutes in. Good old Goblin Ringleader. So we got, in response, Kolaghan's Command, Rebuy Tarmogoyf, and Shatter My Vial. So we're actually going to Vial in the... there's no fear of mass removal here, so... So, kind of lucky we drew Marshall there. Reid gave us the opportunity to draw a 2-drop, though. Reid could have done this on his turn at some earlier point. So, Ringleader says, Prospector, War Marshal. That's a lot of Marshals. That's a lot of Marshals. Very Plague Engineerable board here. So, winning game 1 is pretty important. Another fetch. Another Bolt. Sure. Bolt will take out the Crater Maker, probably. Good. Take 4 damage. Go to 12. We are pretty wide here. We are going pretty wide. Going for turns is a 4/5. Two 4/5s, 2 Goyfs. All right. Are we playing Echo this time? I think we are. We're not really in a rush to deploy our hand, and I want every piece of value I can get, so... Gotta bump those numbers. Playing Prospector and Vial here is pretty good. Alright, so no reasonable attacks. We can just keep...
It's only going to take me about 12 attacks with these Tarmogoyfs before I can damage you.
Yeah, this is definitely a Plague Engineer game, where if Plague Engineer was in this game, I'm in big trouble. Very good illustration of why Plague Engineer is so good against Goblins, besides the obvious reasons. Alright, it's 2 cards in hand. Any thought to fielding the Peter land? Not really. I think developing my board is more important. So, I want to get this Vial in play. I'm going to play Vial Marshal, I think. We're actually running out of basics, which isn't ideal. We could Prospector Vial, but I just want Marshal in play, I think. I have a Swamp, too. So I only have 2 basics left, so the Field of Ruin is basic, too. I guess we don't need to field, though. This is fun. Expert. I'm going to get the Swamp, actually. Okay, so just like up. And now we're in the spot where we're just drawing to any of our big cards. Ringleader, Matron, Sling Gang. Expert is really good. Even Pile Driver's fine, honestly. 3 cards in hand for Reid. There's a Peter land available too, but Marshall. This is my list, yes. I played this list a number of times on Mogg Monday. This is my classic boomer list. This is the no combo. I'm still playing 2 Snoops for value, but this is a no combo grindy list. There's a lot of interaction right now in Modern. A lot of Lava Darts and Fatal Pushes and discard spells and stuff. that I think it's better just to grind than try and play the combo. I need Marshall on my soundboard. Two Goyfs. Standing tall, but I have my board. I have relics, right? I got some relics. I have pushes, but I don't think they come in. Overgrown Tomb, tapped. Fatal Push targeting Goblin Ringleader, sure. And Liliana of the Veil. Okay, so empty-handed. They get the Prospector, which is fine. We can Field of Ruin this Peterland. Now I'm less inclined to Echo because if we draw a Ringleader or whatever, we can't cast it. So we're not going to Echo here. We want the ability to draw a Ringleader, Matron, etc., etc. It's a Blood Crypt, it figures. All right, so we'll just we're gonna Peterland or kill the Peterland, get our mountain. Play was tapped, and just there you go. We can attack Liliana if we have to, you know. Okay. Big draw step for Reid. It's not worth keeping Marshall to kill Liliana. Fatal Push again, sure. Player discard, sure. Alright. Big draw, big draw, big draw. Matron, Ringleader, Sling Gang. Cavern of Souls. Okay, okay. We need to draw a spell. We can always, like, just, you know, attack Liliana with everything if we feel like we have to keep it off the ultimate. I didn't bet Echo because I only had 5 lands in play. Ugh, that's a good draw. I only had 5 lands in play. And if I drew a Ringleader, I couldn't cast it. Or a Sling Gang. And I don't want to lose it to the Liliana. So, without Liliana in the picture, I'd probably pay Echo there. But we can't risk having our big draw be lost to Liliana for a single token. It's not worth it. Alright, we need to draw a spell here. There it is. 10, that's lethal, right? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, that's lethal. Matron. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, this is lethal. Could have Matron for a Matron if I needed to get 1 extra point, but... Combo. So you can see how bad Plague Engineer is for me in games like that, where we're kind of just chilling. Plague Engineer would have wrecked that game. Would have wrecked it. So we got to bring in our answers to Plague Engineer, of course. We need to cut the cards that are not good against Plague Engineer. So we're going to shave a Marshall. Probably shave like a few, probably go down to 1 Prospector. And the cards that are bad against Plague Engineer are also bad against Ren and 6.
Woohoo.
So. Gabe, thanks for the resub. Appreciate that. Most important, eighth month's not the most important month. But you're great. Thanks, Gabe. Appreciate it. Thanks for the resub. Best way to support me is by subbing. $5 a month. Appreciate it. You also get access to my Discord, which is super, super awesome. So yeah, we're not really interested in Fatal Push because it kills Tarmogoyf. It can kill Plague Engineer. Maybe you want like 1 or 2 of them. We definitely want the relics. And we already have Tarfire and Crater Maker to deal with the engineers. We're gonna cut a Marshall. Snoop. We could cut like maybe 1 of the experts. Again, we're kind of hedging. You cut like an expert, bringing 2 pushes maybe. We are lowering our goblin count for Ringleader, which is not ideal, but Vitality, Chain Whirler. Chain Whirler doesn't really do much. So, Relic beats Tarmogoyf. Push can kill Plague Engineer. Tarfire kills Plague Engineer. Crater Maker kills Plague Engineer. Patrick Bonds can too, actually, which is kind of cool. War Chief, Matron. I think this is all fine. Pretty happy with this. Awesome, Finn. All right. We got match point here. Match point. Match point.
Make a little noise here, huh? Come on, I can't hear you!
Let's go. This is not just another Mogg Monday. That is true. That is true. Oh, man. All right, well, we got some of our good cards here, but got a mulligan. And into a passable hand. We can keep this. We're going to dump this Sling Gang here. Yeah. Not a great hand, but it's passable. It plays. Tap Stomping Ground. Reid is allergic to discard spells today. Like, I'm allergic to pollen. Where are the frogs at? Where's Frog Monday? Stomping Ground. It's interesting that both games have been tapped dual. So Wrenn and 6 isn't even that scary because it hasn't been a fetch land yet. There's your fetch land. So Wrenn and 6 here would be pretty nasty. Yeah, definitely Wrenn and 6. All right. Wrenn and 6 is pretty good. Let's play Marshall. This card's just so good. I'm going to just make Personal Howling Mine. I don't know. Modern Horizons. So, untap and draw. Cavern of Souls? Sure. Alright, let's play Marshall. Say go. Plague Engineer over here would be kind of annoying. We have Tarfire in our hands, so... Thought Seize. Okay. Okay. Might be looking at Echo again, honestly. We'll see what happens, especially with a turn, but. I take medication too. Not good enough. Not good enough. So Thoughtseize here. I mean, if it takes Starfire, that's a pretty sure sign that there's a Plague Engineer. It takes the Pashik Mons, interestingly. Mons also sort of answers Plague Engineer. And you're going to pick off the Mogg War Marshal token. Oh, man, what a good hand from Reid. Excellent, excellent hand. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. All right, so we're going to not pay Echo here. We're going to Matron for Ringleader, probably. There's an Expert. Ooh. Expert could finish off Wrenn and 6 with a Tarfire as well. But that's just like such an amazing amount of resources. Also, once you Tarfire, this Tarmogoyf gets really, really big because it puts a tribal in the graveyard. I think we're just going to Matron for Ringleader. Where you at, buddy? When in doubt and you're playing Goblins, Matron for Ringleader. You know, you just get the Ringleader going, figure it out.
That's probably also a play Jim has made more than anyone else in the world.
I was just telling chat, when in doubt, just Matron for Ringleader. It's a safe thing to do. You'll figure it out, you know? So here's land number 4. Again, Wrenn and 6 can keep his board intact, and then a Bloodbraid for Plague Engineer would be pretty disgusting here. Big pause here. I mean, I imagine Plague Engineer would already be on the table, so... But Reid is deliberate. Reid is not one to rush, which is honestly the best way to play. I mean, it's kind of like in poker. You should never be rushing your plays. So by always keeping the same even keel. Reid's obviously a world-class Magic player, so there goes a token. And here goes a Bloodbraid Elf. Interesting choice to do the minus before the Bloodbraid Elf. I'm curious what the thought process is there. And it's a Inquisition of Kozilek, so that will... We'll get the Tarfire if Reid wants to get it, or the Expert. There goes the Expert, sure. Oh, in case it's another Wrenn and 6. That makes sense. That makes sense. So, second copy. But why not? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. You got it. Question answered. All right, and The usual Thoughtseize bug. We're still casting Ringleader here, so... Yeah, just casting it. Just gonna let Ringleader ride. You need a big one here. You need a big one here, buddy. Come on. You need a big one. Come on, Ringleader. All right. We'll take that. That plays. So you go. It also stops double block on the Bloodbraid Elf. Well, obviously, I mean, the question was we could just do it after Bloodbraid Elf, but get back Foothills, sure. So, infinite land drops this game from Red and 6. Warchief, Sling Gang, Expert. Bloodbraid Elf again. Ugh, it's scary. Liliana of the Veil. All right, not as good. It's fine. It's not bad, but this board is getting a little out of control, though. I'm not gonna lie. So, Ren already returned a land, correct? So, probably has 1 mana interaction, too. This game's getting a little tough. Warchief, Sling Gang, Expert, Tarfire. 3 cards in hand for Reid still. We're just blocking. Go to 12. See what Liliana does here. Each player discards. We're going to ship our Prospector. Even though it's a card that we can double spell, it's just the worst card in our hand, so. Draw. Right on time, Aether Vial. Right on time. Tough spot. Tough spot. Aether Vial, not a good draw, obviously. Can't really afford to play around Plague Engineer anymore. Gotta beat both Planeswalkers. I mean, if I play Sling Gang, it gets Ren and 6'd, but then I can do other stuff too. Isn't that bad. Warchief is... at the moment, 2 cards in hand for Reid. I think we just play Sling Gang. Should get some goblins on the board. Say go. We're in Plague Engineer death territory. So very, very good hand on the play from Reid. So, you know, definitely not necessary to have Plague Engineer in this game, which makes it where if Plague Engineer is drawn, the game just ends immediately. So hopefully we'll avoid some Plague Engineers. We've got to dodge 2 Cascades so far. Definitely has a 1-mana interactive spell for sure. Also got the Ren and 6 Liliana combo going here. Put a land back, discard a land. Put a land back, discard a land. Ugh. 1 damage to a Sling Gang. Sure, so we're just going to pop this off its face. Oh, Pollen! Why are you like this? Here come the attacks. Reid properly recognizing that he's the aggressive deck here that wants to just kill me. We can't afford to block here, so we're just going to take it. God. Interesting here where we're going to discard a Aether Vial that would have pumped this Goyf. So, obviously not likely we'd have a Vial in our hand, but discarding a Swamp. And another Goyf. Goyf. I'm going to Relic here. Relic wouldn't be too bad.
Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god!
Now, heads up play by Reid by keeping this Wooded Foothills in play. All right, this is great for us though. Now we can get some attack. I guess kind of great. We can get some attacks in. We can expert. We can kill Ren and 6 and poke Liliana. So we're gonna expert first, then relic. So that way the Tarmogoyf will definitely die and they can't fetch a response. It's funny because the expert almost just kills the Goyf anyway, but very interesting. Very interesting. Also, we're also somewhat incentivized to want to cast Tarfire first. And then exile it to the relic so it's not there anymore. So we could just Tarfire the Tarmogoyf, then relic. But then I want to kill Ren and 6 also, and then have that not be in the graveyard for Tarmogoyf. Also, I want to not die. And we also think that Reid might have a 1-mana removal spell in hand, too. This is a complicated turn. Alright, we're going to go after Ren and 6 and see what happens. I think we're going to try and use combat damage to kill this Goyf. Cool. That's a great start. That's a great start, actually. Push. Sure. There's your 1-mana removal spell. Sure. Okay. So, Brand 6 goes to 1. Now, killing both Goyfs, definitely more important than killing anything else. So now I think we're going to expert. Target this Goyf, then relic, then exile. That'll kill both Goyfs anyway, so the Tarfire doesn't matter anymore regardless. We have War Chief available also. We can Tarfire the Bloodbraid Elf. I think I'm actually pretty happy that was game. So that was an unbelievable draw of the relic. Very, very fortunate draw. So we're going to expert the Tarmogoyf, and then relic, and then kill both Tarmogoyfs. And because of state-based actions, there's no way that Reid can save it, because once the ability with Relic resolves, they die. There's no way to respond once it actually happens. So, pop the Relic. If we draw a land here, we can Tarfire the Bloodbraid Elf also. That'd be kind of cool. We draw a Pile Driver, which actually is pretty good with the War Chief. So, all right, pretty good turn here. Pretty good turn. Now, I guess the question is, what's Liliana going to do? Because if Liliana does plus, what are we discarding is a scary question, too. Probably just Pile Driver, so because we want to kill this thing. So no big draw from Reid here. No big draw from Reid. Oh, it's a Cliffs. That's a Cliffs. Okay, so now we get to Liliana's on 6. We got to keep Tarfire. So we're going to get rid of Pile Driver here. We want to keep Tarfire to kill Bloodbraid Elf, and then War Chief, and the two things can attack these things as well. So we're going to get rid of Pile Driver. And then Ren and 6 can either get back a land or poke one of these and just give itself up to kill a token. There's your attack. I'm going to go to 4. If it was going to 3, I would reconsider. But honestly, I think an insane play from Reid here would be put me to 3. Just sack Ren and 6, put me to 3. And that would be an insanely heads-up play. Just letting himself have the out-drawing bolt at any point. Wow, that's a sick play. If I get the driver, I guess that is true. If I kept driver and Reid attacks, it's War Chief, Pile Driver, 2 tokens. It's 7, 8, 9, 10. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's only 11. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's only 11 if we didn't do that. All right, so draw Meyer. All right, I mean, we're in. I'm just gonna hold the Tarfire, but we gotta attack Liliana. Do we attack face maybe at some amount too? Like, is Liliana even that bad for us? As long as it can't ultimate. We can just like poke it once to keep it off ultimating. All right, here you go. Don't draw Bolt or Bloodbraid. Plague Engineer's bad too, honestly, but
Well, it's not a Bolt, Jim, but it's the other good one.
no, not Plague Engineer. Boo! All right, that's bad. That's really bad. Not even sure what we can draw here, honestly. Yeah, I guess Crater Maker. We can't draw Matron for Crater Maker, though. We've already used our Turfire, too. I'm just going to crack this, and I don't even know. We deserve... I mean, we drew that Relic, so it totally can't really be too mad. We drew the Relic, so I can't complain. I can't complain. Game 3 for all the marbles. Damn you, Plague Engineer. Damn you, Plague Engineer. All right, so game 3.
I would just like the record to reflect that I was going to ultimate Liliana there.
I will not let you pad your stats on this stream. No way. All right, so the last game for all the marbles. We're on the play now, which is obviously much better for us. 2 pushes, the relics. I think we're going to stand pat here. I think I'm pretty happy with what we've got going. Pretty reasonably happy. Yeah, it's going to let it ride. All marbles, folks. Who's hyped? Who is hyped? This has been a great episode so far. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of the Mogg Monday Showdown. Myself,
Game 3, match 3. I wouldn't have it any other way.
I know, right? It's perfect. So we got so Mogg Monday Showdown every first Monday of the month. We'll see what we're gonna have next month. We've had great guests on like Covert Go Blue, Holy Diva, Nikachu MTG. Look for those all on my YouTube, and let me know who you want to see next month. This is it, the final game. Brought to you by BCWSupplies.com. BCW Supplies, number one source for all your game supply needs. Best supplies in the market, best sleeves in the market, the Elite 2 deck card sleeves, best deck boxes, binders, you name it, they got it. BCWSupplies.com. Promo code JIM10. 10% off your order. BCWSupplies.com. Last game, get hyped.
Make a little noise here, huh? Come on, I can't hear you!
Oh, that's a hype. What we got now? Pure Ohms, thanks to the resub. Appreciate that. Know about the sleeves? Sleeves are awesome. All right, on the play. No mulligans here. Let's just have 7 cards versus 7 cards. It's not great. It is not a great hand. Oh, no. Hard to mulligan. It is hard to mulligan against the Thoughtseize deck. No Vial, no Marshall. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Oh, Plague Engineer's looming. I think we have to keep. Just mulliganing is just so bad against like the 7 or 8 discard spell plus the Liliana. You know, it's just too hard. We're just gonna keep. Reid mulligan 6. Reid more disciplined than I am, of course. We did mulligan to 4 in our legacy game, so I'm just saying, you know, you could like maybe, you know, karma out a little bit here. Hovel. The Stink Dinkers. The Stink Dinkers Warren Hill of salvage trinkets is large enough to cut a door in. Alright. Reid's on 6. Let's go here. And we are going to just play Hovel and say go. Saying go. Looking like a discard spell. Our hand is like, the thing is that like, so if we mulligan to 6 and our hand was better, but we get discarded anyway, you know, so it really is like, I really like to lean towards keeping 7 against these discard decks. So you got to just kind of tap the top of your deck sometimes and just, you know, hope it's good enough. There goes Expert. Love to draw Vial, Pile Driver, Marshall. Any play here would be great. Another War Chief, not ideal. Third War Chief, not very good. Vulnerable to Bolt. Can't attack through a Tarmogoyf. Not ideal. Not ideal. No Ren 6 here, please. Discard again is great. I would love seeing a discard spell. Our hand is not so great. The best defense against discard spells is to keep a crappy hand. There you go. Sure. Goodbye, Slingang Lieutenant. All right, tap land, sure. I mean, the problem here, of course, is that I mean, I guess Liliana would kill us, but the Warchief would kill it back. So we've got to draw a Ringleader, you know. Warchief's in. That was kind of a weak Thoughtseize. That was kind of a like. There's a lot of better things that could have happened that turn. So Thoughtseizing there, knowing our hand's pretty bad, is a kind of a weak play. Hopefully meaning that Reid's hand isn't very good. There's Plague Engineer, but this actually isn't a very good Plague Engineer. This is a pretty naked Plague Engineer. Didn't actually kill anything. And that won't do it. So, I mean, if we get double Plague Engineered on this this last game here, the Mogg Monday Challenge, I'm going to be pretty sad. Alright. I guess we're going to attack and offer the Expert. So we get Expert, and then, yeah, we're going to attack, offer the 2-for-1. Thillian, squad stream never works for me. We always try and set it up, and it just never works. There is a command to multi-stream watch, though. It's in the Mogg Showdown command. This will kill Engineer because if Reid blocks, I'll play Expert. Expert will die, but will deal 1 damage to the Engineer, and then the other damage comes from the Warchief. That's only 1 damage for Reid. It's kind of spot where, like, you know, do you want to block here? Does Reid think it's in my range to bluff this? Is it worth calling? Is it worth trading here? It's still a 2-for-1. Like, this play is still not great.
Jim, there's 2,000 people watching. I'm not sure if I can take this 1 damage here.
Yeah? There's a lot of value in the sheepish, you know, bin my creature because he called my bluff, you know, on large screen television for sure. Love it. Love it. To the test for 1 point of damage here in Game 3, Match 3, Mogg Monday Showdown. We got a block, folks. All right, so we've killed the Plague Engineer. We've done it. Did you do it? Yes. What did it cost you? Everything. All right. Don't blood brain to another Plague Engineer. Realistically, that block, I think Reid should block there most of the time. Because, like, even though that I killed the Plague Engineer, it was still a good exchange. It was still a 2-for-1. I wasted my entire turn. So, and the weird chance that I am, oh no. Come on! Colligan's command to return the Plague Engineer. Ugh. We better draw a relic. Alright, discard a War Chief. That was a really good hit up that Bloodbraid Elf. That was really good. We need a relic here, folks. Oh, never mind. It's already cast. I'm so stupid. I'm being dumb. It's gone already. We're in trouble. We don't need a relic. Relic's bad. Oh, no. Plague Engineer, I worked so hard to kill you. Alright. Not looking great here. Not looking great for our hero. So Plague Engineer's in hand, along with 3 other cards. Bloodbraid Elf again. This one hits Lightning Bolt. Oh, God. Ringleader, I need you. That's a Goblin Pile Driver. Oh, boy, we're in trouble. We're in trouble, folks. We're going to field, actually. Yeah. It's probably only 1 swamp, so... I guess we can just do this. Whatever, let's do it now. Do you want to keep 1 field in play for our own Fatal Pushes, though? This is tough. Reid's got the board, got the cards in hand, and has Senseless Plague Engineer untapped, uncast too. Oh, man. We're going to need a miracle here, folks. We're going to need a miracle. I need a miracle. Bonfire of the Damned? Yeah. That's a card I've never put in my Goblin deck, despite this being episode like 83 of Mogg Monday. Oh boy. Pile Driver, not really the defensive creature we're looking for. What are our outs here? Like, Season Pyromancer? Probably just like Ringleader into Tarfire and some stuff. Discards Tarmogoyf, Thoughtseize. Wow. Discarding a Tarmogoyf. Alright. This one's got to be good. This one's got to be good. Swamp. I mean, that's not good enough. I think that's it, folks. See what happens here. Reforge the Soul? Yeah. I mean, that would make Reid also draw 7 too, right?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Play it out to the bitter end. In Reid Duke fashion, we will not concede. Get a swamp. Play Fatal Push. Kill Bloodbraid Elf. Basically DOB. Deck lists are on both of our Twitters. Plague Engineer. We need to chump here and go to 1. I think this is the end, folks. And in the end... Good games, my friend. Good games.
Good games, Jim.
All right, so Modern takes it down. It's funny because that game was not won by Plague Engineer at all. Plague Engineer actually had almost no bearing on that game at all. So we lost the game 3 to not Plague Engineer. And we won the moral victory, however, of killing a Plague Engineer. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, if that's the floor for Plague Engineer, it's still pretty good, right? Because you had to, if nothing else, you had to play significantly off curve because it's like the turn, you had to spend your turn killing the engineer and then like untap with no creatures the following turn instead of just kind of hammering with the haste dudes one after the other.
Absolutely, yeah. My chat was going off a little bit like, well, Reid's not going to block here. It's only 1 damage. But realistically, the fail state of that turn is really good for you. It's him to Torok and Time Walk because I have 2 fields in play, and I have to use 2 mana on my engineer. On my expert. So now I've wasted my entire turn 4 and lost 2 cards, and I've killed your engineer. But like it's not like your deck's only Plague Engineer. You are doing other things too, as we saw that game. So yeah, I think that block definitely.
Yeah, that was my thinking. And then also, like, at worst, you could just play another goblin and make the same play the following turn.
Right, because
so
I had
like,
Watching
I don't know,
Land, too.
but I think it worked out like pretty. It was like both outcomes were kind of in my favor, whether I blocked or didn't block.
For sure, yeah. I think that I actually like the block there a lot. I think that like it's already so good, and you know you have Bloodbraid in your hand, you have more things to do as well, and I'm already my hand's kind of stinky too. I considered mulling the hand in the last game. It's just like the hand wasn't great, but if I mulligan into a 6, it's like similar but a little better, and you just have a discard spell anyway, then my hand gets worse regardless. And like I tend to lean towards just trying to keep 7 when I can against discard decks, and just trusting I'm gonna make some land drops, and then hope the top of my deck is good too. What are your thoughts on the keep?
I think your advantage in the matchup is like kind of the way game 1 played out, where like, okay, I made you discard all your cards, but then you're just sitting there with a huge defense, all this mana, and then anytime you draw a matron or a ringleader, like it's pretty much game. So, and you said it in match 1, it's like the best place for Muxus is the top of your deck. That's right. What you want to do. Is you just want to have your powerful cards like, hey, 12th, 13th, 14th card down, whatever it might be.
Right, that's why I think it's really important to make land drops. Like in that game, I mulliganed to 4, and I didn't actually draw a spell with the Vial. There were like a turn or two there where I could have like drawn a card and actually kind of gotten back into it. And I was saying to my chat that like I just want to keep like my 7-card hand that mulled to 4. There was a ringleader in it too. And I could have kept like land Vial ringleader or land ringleader. But I just kept land Vial because I just need to make the land drops and have the mana so I can draw into a matron or a ringleader or kind of get going there. So definitely some pretty interesting games, pretty fun. Any closing thoughts on the matchup or the either deck in general? Closing thoughts?
Well, I mean, I think that's just like kind of an age-old matchup. Like I think it's pretty close. The games tend to be really fun. The introduction of Plague Engineer is like a little bit like makes it less interesting, like in the days where I had to use Grim Lavamancer and like a couple extra removal spells and like really grind through it, it's a little bit different. But Plague Engineer is definitely really good. The Historic Goblins deck remains like really, really good even with all these new printings, I think. But yeah, it's just a fun matchup.
It's funny how you see it in both Historic and in Modern Legacy, the effect of like the 2020 Magic design, you see it in Plague Engineer, where now in these older matchups, there's like this card that really swings things kind of wildly when it used to be kind of a chess game of just like back and forth, piece by piece. And then in Historic, you see Muxus come in, and Muxus is sort of like this same idea where things are kind of fair back and forth, and all of a sudden there's one card that just wins the game on the spot, So it does remove a little bit of the chess aspect of like, trading pieces, jockeying for position, things like that. So definitely I prefer the chess aspect a little bit, but either way it's pretty flashy and fun.
Well, Jim, I hope that many years from now we can have long white beards and still be playing Jund versus Goblins in like the 4 and 3 bracket of some PTQ somewhere. But I wish you many more good matches in the future.
So I appreciate that. Thanks, a huge thanks for coming on. Obviously, check out Reid on all his channels. You can give a chance and give your socials. I mean, you're Reader Rabbit, right?
Yeah, twitch.tv/Reader Rabbit, and then all my writing goes up on Channel Fireball.
Absolutely. Of course, obviously, Reid, Hall of Famer, just one of the big names in the game. I'm very, very happy you came on. I do appreciate that very, very much. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for, you beat me, but it was close. Again, last week with Holy Diva was an absolute shellacking. It was fun in its own respect, but it was nice to have 3 really close matches and some really good games. And I appreciate it. Thanks so much for coming on, Reid.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me, and I think we put on a good show.
I hope so. Have a good one, bud. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Really, really, really fun. Obviously, Reid's great. I mean, Reid's just like one of the the absolute biggest names in Magic for a really, really good reason. Great guy, great player, New Yorker. So really, really good. So I'll take this W. I'll take this L. I'll take this L. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Of course, if it's your first time here, make sure you follow. Watching on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to give well wishes to Nicole for her surgery today, getting her appendix out if you missed that. Great guys, great games, great hair. Absolutely, absolutely. So YouTube folks, I love you. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know who you want to see next on the Mogg Monday Showdown. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Go watch some other videos too. Mogg Monday.